Like, okay, we get that out the way. He whooped me again, I ain't gonna lie. Blood whooped me again. Then after that, he like, let's go again. Damn, Quacky.
Again! What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MANIACITV, man. Today, we're gonna be checking out California's most hated gang, EBK, and the war in Stockton, man. Shout out Cali, man. Now, we've been checking out a lot of EBK. J-Bo, I started listening to Young Slowby like last year, I want to say, but I've always wanted to know more about them, more about their movement, what they about. So clearly they're the most hated gang. We see how disrespectful J-Bo can get in them songs, so we gonna see what this all about, man. Shout out Trap Lord, aka Trapmore Ross, man. Let's get it.
Is an educational documentary providing authoritative news reporting on historic events in a journalistic context. All of the opinions in this video are mine alone. Everything in this video has been taken from publicly available sources, and any footage used is covered under the doctrine of fair use. We have made every effort to ensure the accuracy of our sources, but I am not responsible for content that third parties publish. Content warning: this video contains themes of violence, death, and gang activity. But every effort has been made to censor this video in accordance with YouTube's advertiser and community guidelines. This video features no violence on screen, no explicit language, and no hateful language. If you want to see extended versions of my videos with much more detail, please visit patreon.com/traplawross, where you can watch the director's cut for just $2. But if you're not interested in that, hit the subscribe button and get ready to hear one of the craziest stories ever told.
Let's get it, man.
When most people think about the West Coast in music, a few things come to mind. The city of LA, the Bloods and the Crips, Tupac, Dr. Dre, Draco the Ruler, or even Kendrick Lamar. But often what gets overlooked is the many cities in Northern California, where places like Stockton are plagued with the same issues as LA, but nowhere near the same economy or level of opportunity, with Stockton being labelled in late 2023 as one of the worst cities to live in the USA.
Is it true that Stockton's just this like incredibly grimy?
Worse than Oakland, California? I thought Oakland, California was one of the worst places in Cali to live. So Stockton got that like that?
Live in the USA.
Is it true that Stockton's just this like incredibly grimy place?
At around 5 hours drive from LA, the city's crime rate places it as 82% more dangerous than the USA's national average, with a 2022 study finding the chance of being a victim to violent crime there is 1 in 79.
And this
That's
is an
high.
opportunity for all of us to really understand what's going on in Stockton.
It's a level of violence that rivals crimes in cities like Compton and Oakland, except this isn't a major metropolitan city. The Stockton Police Department says it's had days where police literally hop from one shooting scene to the next. At least 1/3 of this year's killings are gang-related. What you're watching is an afternoon shootout in late March. Caught on tape are two rival gangs, young men in their late teens and early 20s, who crossed paths at a South Stockton grocery store. The only person killed in the gunfire was an innocent bystander.
That's
Stockton
crazy.
gang members themselves tell News 10 that in this city, the young people have guns and feel no remorse.
And I wonder how a lot of the OGs feel, because, like, I mean, they came from a different time, and Cali was worse in the 90s. I don't know. I don't live in Cali, so I don't know, but I would imagine Cali was worse in the 90s because of the war on drugs and everything. Nowadays, man, music plays a big part in this. Internet trolling, social media plays a huge part, and it's a different type of war now. So this got to be crazy for the OGs to see this.
Kind of the honor of it.
But that being said, surviving in the city of Stockton is known to be extremely tough, and many don't make it out, with Stockton ranking as #1 on the most dangerous cities in California list, beating the infamously dangerous and gang-infested Compton by 3 places. For MMA fans, they might be familiar with the legendary Diaz brothers, Nick and Nate, who always rep the city.
When I think about Stockton, though, I think about the Diaz brothers, the UFC fighters.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
and they're kind of, I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong, but they're kind of like a perfect, if Stockton is a crazy place, I mean, these are the craziest dudes you ever seen in your life.
They be beating some ass. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And they be getting high as they be smoking weed right before the drug test at their UFC fights, so that the
That's
test
wild.
says that they have like 5 million times more weed in their system than they're allowed to. Is that a Stockton thing?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's a Stockton thing. We be getting high.
And the first thing he does, he gets into the octagon. He looks over at Robbie, he goes, Stockton! Stockton! And he starts walking around, Stockton! And Robbie's like, what the f is he talking about?
Even gifting the city the infamous Stockton slap. The Diaz brothers are known for their grit, always coming forward in a fight and laying it on the line, similar to one of the West Coast's most notorious and menacing groups that hail from Stockton, EBK. Aside from the extensive catalogue of bangers, this gang has been involved in multiple sting operations and busts, including what was reportedly the largest takedown in San Joaquin County.
With 90 people charged. KCRA 3's Jason Marks joining us live in Stockton. And Jason, law enforcement is saying this sends a strong message to those who want to commit crimes.
Ty, very strong. It's making it clear that it will not be tolerated here in Stockton and also in San Joaquin County. I can tell you that this gang takedown that they just had is not only helping to prevent crimes that are just about to happen, but it's also helping to solve the ones that already occurred. Now, you mentioned it, what they took off the streets. So let me show you, and you can see them right there. 58 guns. 10 of them assault rifles, another 12 of those were ghost guns. Now, this was the culmination, as you mentioned, of a 6-month operation here in Stockton. With help from the Attorney General's office, local law enforcement went after gang members. 90 of them have been charged, and more charges are coming. Police tell us they were also able to solve 2 unsolved murder cases with this takedown.
Organized crime in this county, and in particular in Stockton, will not be tolerated. If individuals think that this is the last they're going to see of us, they're wrong.
With members constantly in and out of jail, having shootouts with ops, or releasing super disrespectful songs about killing them, EBK stands for Everybody Killer. This group really seemingly did have beef with everybody in the whole West Coast, and eventually even themselves. Aside from dominating the North California music scene, this crew is involved in several years-long feuds that sadly claim the lives of multiple members. So today, this is the story of one of the most savage street crews coming out of the West Coast, the EBK Hot Boys.
So the EBK Hot Boys, so they their own thing, or is EBK just a bigger conglomerate? And then they each got like little set things. Y'all explain that to me. He might touch on this.
A population of around 320,000, Stockton is one of the oldest cities in California. Originally a port city, as the San Francisco Bay Area waters flowed all the way through to Stockton, due to the rich farming soil surrounding Stockton, this entitled surrounding cities to come to the port and collect fresh produce. Sadly, this industry died out over time, causing Stockton to become the most populous city to go bankrupt in the early 2010s. This has led to Stockton seeing multiple struggles throughout the Great Recession, all the way through to the modern day. Due to drug trafficking, segregation, and police brutality, the city has multiple degrading factors, leaving it as almost a no-go zone within the state. And to make matters worse, many Stockton...
Damn, they was racist in Cali too? I thought that was one of the safes. Damn, niggas couldn't do nothing, anywhere.
Residents work in the Bay Area, which is far west of Stockton, creating pretty much no benefit for the economy within the city. This has given Stockton the name City of Orphans, with residents feeling failed by the government who haven't taken action and supported this community in the way that it needed, leading to further decline in state support and the collapse of possible real estate developments. The government would even prioritize their own employees with unsustainable retirement and pension programs, many of which was financed with debt. This led the city to look extremely run down, with the lack of investment leading to rampant poverty, homelessness, and crime. Forbes magazine would even label the city as the top most miserable city. And the issue of the city budget still seems present to this day, with the local government apparently spending 18% of their budget on public service and policing, but just 3% on community services.
Where the
You'd
rest
think that they would
going?
at least spend a little bit more attention on caring for the community and preventing crime rather than just enforcing it. All of these factors also led the city to be named as one of the worst places to raise children within the USA, with the poverty in the area being traced all the way back to the Great Recession, when Stockton experienced a record rise in home foreclosures and failures in budget management. This ultimately led to layoffs of around 20% of the police force, 38% of public workers, 46% of library staff, with a further 56% cuts in recreation staffs. From there, the city was basically...
So pretty much it's like nobody has... There's no structure anywhere in that city, pretty much. For the most part, there's no structure. It's very little structure in the city, and that's dangerous.
Doomed. When asked about Stockton, EBK affiliate Young Slowby would explain the limits within the city. Slowby explains how there's a lack of anything in the city, and anytime there is something positive implemented, it's quickly ruined. This sentiment is clearly felt by the younger generation of the city to this day. When Reddit users on R. Cali Banging, the premier forum for keeping track of California's gang politics, was asked to describe Stockton, California, they weren't shy to brutally slam the city. Unfortunately, this will be the stomping ground for some of California's most talented, wild, and unforgiving rap groups. As the Valley Club Records YouTube channel puts it, after spending a weekend with the group, these guys were cut from an entirely different cloth. If Sparta had rappers, these guys would be them.
From spending time around those guys, one thing became abundantly clear. These guys were cut from an entirely different cloth. If Sparta had rappers, these guys would be them.
The EB...
Talking about the nigga that kicked the nigga down the damn thing. This is Sparta. That would be that? Yo, that's crazy.
EBK Hot Boys, as they were officially named, the group EBK come from the southeast Stockton area, specifically 2100 Nightingale Avenue.
What's up, man? We in the southeast, Nightingale. Finna take y'all through the hood one time, you feel me? Yeah, come on. Right now though, blood, we on 7th Street. We got like 4 blocks on this side. There's two sides. There's deuce 1 and there's deuce 4. That's on the other side though. Right now we on deuce 1. We 2-1. Right here 7th Street though. Here we're gonna go to Brother Block. Juju, where you at, brother?
EBK up.
Where you at, brother?
We on Bel Air now, man. Check this out, man.
We on Bel Air now.
Man,
this area is deep-rooted in crime, and after a simple Google search, the results pretty much speak for themselves. EBK members often have a signature shag haircut, which can be seen on the back of EBK J-Bo and Young Slowby's heads, and they often repeat the terms Southeast, Nightingale, or 21.
Yeah, 90.
all right, brother, 21. Southeast, free play.
But interestingly, EBK has a whole lot of members, many of whom don't even rap. So that we can cover the most notable members, firstly, you've got EBK J-Bo. Real name Jaymani Gorman, J-Bo reps EBK to the fullest with his neck tattooed with Southeast EBK.
Them shots got that in the house like he on quarantine.
So the minute you step in, people notice you?
Yeah, for sure. As soon as I come in, you know, I got Southeast EBK on my neck. So as soon as I come in, yelling, oh, J-Bo, oh, what's up with the blood? You feel me? I'm what's up with blood. You feel me? I know niggas in there.
Currently, EBK J-Bo is one of the main rappers flying the flag for all of the West Coast, with recent bangers like Boogeyman getting tons of hype online. In the song, J-Bo raps about wanting all the smoke and popping up on his ops like the Boogeyman, where J-Bo seemingly admits to having a body and asks anyone who doesn't to calm down. He would collaborate with some...
Hey, I'm simmered. I'm low and simmering right now, J-Bo. You do not have to worry about me.
Southern and New York rappers like Lil Rai and BBG Stepper on the remix of Chris Brown's Gimme That. He currently has the most exposure for any rapper coming out of Stockton, but sadly, he's got a pattern of being constantly arrested and sent back to jail for violence and gun cases.
What'd you get locked up for that time around?
Another shooting, but it wasn't like
another shooting. I don't think we talked about a shooting yet.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the first one.
I was there for this time, but
what was what was that first shooting that you got locked up for?
I was 15. That's a closed case too. We was at school, got weird. Suckers trying to jump shit. She got on. We was at school though, feel me? So the principal see me, so he told on me. The principal told him.
Oh, the principal seen you get busy on it?
Yeah, the principal see me get busy though, but you know, really wasn't trying to hit nothing back then though. So they just chalked it as to just like
shooting into a dwelling,
discharging a firearm. That's what it pleaded to. In the juvenile hall, bro. That's like go to camp for that.
That's facts.
But I was
3-month program type.
But I was fighting hella though, so.
Man, I heard about some shit about the juvie. I stay right by a juvenile center type shit. I'm out here in the burbs and I'm safe. But listen, I heard the juvenile shit and the reason why a lot of these kids be bad as hell like that. Bro, I talked to people that's been in there. They said that shit is like a walk in the park. They in there, they chefing it up for you on steak, chicken, shrimp. Nigga, they got games in there, TV, cable and shit. Like, man, it ain't like, bro, I'm not saying like make it like prison, but damn, y'all make niggas want to continuously crash out. You know, I heard them, I don't know if it's the same for every juvenile thing, but for those of y'all that's been in juvie, y'all explain to me, man. Like, is it not even bad? Is it like a camp, like J-Bo said?
Charging a firearm. That's what it pleaded to. In the juvenile hall, bro. That's like go to camp for that.
That's facts.
But I was
3-month program type.
But I was fighting hella though, so
you was getting refiled.
Exactly. I couldn't go to camp. You feel me? Kept catching extra days, so they just gave me like 720 days, and then end up doing like 2 years, or like a year and some change.
So this before you dropping?
This is before this. Last time I just went to jail. This is when I just got out and dropped Step the hardest. And
you was in jail right before that. Yeah.
I was in juvenile hall.
Oh yeah, so you was in the hall. So you gaining some traction in school. You feel me?
Yeah.
So when you was in school, so what's that? 15?
Yeah,
15. Then you go down.
A pattern apparently stemming all the way back from his adolescent years, where J-Bo was always the youngest and arguably most wild person in his crew. For example, there was a time where apparently J-Bo and his crew were pulled over for a regular traffic stop due to their front windows being too tinted. But it seems that the crew was stopped partway through a potential drill, as the police would find a number of automatic rifles and even some ghost guns. Guns with some or all of their parts made by 3D printing, produced privately, and completely untraceable. J-Bo's arrest record can be found online, and it is serious, with numerous charges such as possessing firearms whilst on
revocation of probation, street terrorism, 2 counts of street terrorism, addict in possession of a fire. Damn, they call the nigga an addict? Possession of ammunition. Well, you kind of need ammunition for the firearm. Convicted felon carrying concealed firearm. Carry loaded firearm. while in a class prohibiting possession, large capacity mag. Oh, this nigga got ammo for days. Large capacity magazine, damn.
Probation and having extended magazines, and even the ominous sounding street terrorism. In J-Bo's No Jumper interviews, he's fresh home from county jail in both of them, which are just about a year apart.
Bro, I'm happy to be alive.
That's right. Nah,
happy
for real.
To be home, be alive, bro. For sure, there ain't no reason to walk around this month.
That's right.
Southeast.
Yeah, how long you been home for?
What's today?
The 9th?
The 9th.
30 days today.
Last time we interviewed you, it was under the influence of the fact that you had just got out from doing some time, facing a charge, and now here we are, same thing. You were just locked up for a while.
Yeah, like 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
What happened?
You know, a little misunderstanding. Got pulled over. They tried to say something about some guns, allegedly. I don't know, it's crazy.
So there weren't any guns, or there were?
That's what they said. I don't know nothing though.
And you're especially not supposed to be around that kind of thing because you're on a...
Yeah, nah. Ain't supposed to be around no guns, so they charged me gun, couple gang enhancements, but I got bail.
I mean, you get caught
These ass killing me, bro.
littering, and there'd be a gang enhancement at this point, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
He even had to graduate high school from the juvenile hall.
You graduate?
Yeah, I graduated.
Really?
I graduated in juvenile hall. But
You wore the cap and gown and all that?
Yep, I took a picture, but I didn't like have no graduation or nothing.
You didn't walk down and do the ceremony?
No, I was in jail.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah, I was in jail, but I did it though.
J-Bo would constantly...
My thing with that, bro, like, would he have done it if he was out of jail? You know, like, you got to look at the silver lining of some shit, though, man. I don't wish jail on nobody, man, but, you know, you could say, shit, nigga could say he got his diploma. You can't take that away from him.
Give details about his time spent inside jail, with him apparently dishing out countless fades.
So how was it? How was the
jail
this time around? Yeah,
regular couple fades here and there, you know.
Same old.
Yeah, a couple fades, but I was chilling this time. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't really had to fade a lot of because I already had faded a lot of last time I was in there.
And you earned your respect that time around?
Something like that. Feel me? It's the same every time. You know, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna run some fades, and then eventually you're gonna get to like a pod or somewhere where it's cool programming in there, you feel me? Probably catch a few fades, but nothing too serious though. It's regular, you chilling in there.
How many fades you run this time?
I'm running like, I only ran like 4 this time, 4 or 5.
Okay, not too bad for 6 months.
Yeah, nah, not too bad.
That's damn near a nigga per month. Like, you might have a month off without getting in the wherever they box at in the cell. Like, that's a nigga every month.
I ran on those when I first had got in too. So.
And how does it start? Does people just start running their mouth, or?
I mean, it's like intake. You feel me? Everybody in the rooms, and so you know the porter will come and tell you like who in there or something, or you would just get popped out and see it. Like, okay, we gonna get that in Southeast. Yeah. You feel me? Be like, we gonna get that in the corner, or get that in the cell, and then that be that. You feel me? They do their thing, you do your thing after that.
But always with the honesty, J-Bo would even break times that he had lost jail fights.
The they gonna say, lose fights. It is what it is. I ain't get knocked out, drop, I ain't get black eye, none of that.
And do you win all these fights, or sometimes you don't get your way?
I mean, you feel me? You gonna lose some, you gonna win some in the county. You know, I ain't gonna act like I just whoop every, but I don't lose a lot, Southeast. But you feel me? I don't win every fight though, nah. You feel me? But
that's real. Most sit on camera and say they 80 and 0.
They be capping.
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna sit on camera and act like I'm 80 and 0. You feel me? I met my match a couple times. I met my match a couple times though, but you don't know though. I'm gonna hit it with something he gonna remember.
Like this time in the county jail, where he fought a giant brolic gangster called Seawalk from a rival hood 44G from the townhome neighborhood. J-Bo explained that he was on a recent case and released from the hole after hitting a police officer. When he came back to the halls, he saw the massive Seawalk, and when they approached each other, Seawalk said, F Southeast, which caused the two to organize a fade, or fight. And this actually led to them fighting on 3 separate occasions.
Maybe I get there, they put me.
I don't know about fighting this nigga, bro. But nah, I'll be like, you got it, cuz. You got it, man. I'm like, nah. This don't look like a nigga you wanna squabble with, man. I know all y'all gonna be in the comments, y'all gonna be real tough, but nah, in real life, you ain't fighting this nigga either, man. But hey, if you step up to him, salute, respect. Just not me.
Or fight. And this actually led to them fighting on 3 separate occasions.
Maybe I get there, they put me in red. You feel me? That's high risk because I caught the little case for hitting the police, so they had to put me in red. So I had to stay in the hole for like 5 months. So I got out the hole, boom. My first week, intake 1 on my mama. I get in there. I'm in there with Ray Cash on my mama. That's my celly. I get in there, a big ass walk in there. I see I see the in the window. I'm like, oh, he big. See, he walk in. I'm like, bro, I know that's the town. Brother, like, yeah, that's woo-woo-wah. That's Seawalk. I'm like, all right, it's hood. Boom. We come out. Bro ain't say nothing to me. I ain't say nothing to him either. You feel me? The quacky there in hell, he on my mama, he ain't say nothing to me either.
He tried instant hit in his DM. He tried instant hit in my DM.
Look, long story boring though. Breast staring at me, I'm staring at him, whatever the case may be. I push up on him, like, what's up? He like, yeah, I'm Seawalk, cuz townhomes. I'm like, J-Bo, Southeast, nigga, EBK. Nigga like the Southeast. Look, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, Southeast. I'm like, he turned on the hood. I'm like, yep, it's good. I need that. We get to the yard. Man, mind you, I didn't even know blood was that big. I'm so in the mode, like, you feel me?
Cap, no
on
cap.
On the hood.
All facts. Hey, all facts. I'm not joking about it.
Look, hold on. Look, I'm not even knowing the hell it is. So we get to the yard or whatever the case may be, bro. We finna get down. Then he like, bro, it's high right now, so we gonna fade in the morning, bro. Or unless you wanna go to the hoe. I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to go to the hoe. We gonna fade in the morning. Whatever the case may be, we come out the next day. He pushed up on everybody. I ain't gonna lie to turn. He pushed up on me like, bro. He shake my hand. He like, where you from? Where you from? Where you from? All the show me where you from. I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I'm on some soft, like I'm not trying to fade him. So I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When the Mexicans done doing it on the yard, we gotta go get that out the way. I ain't gonna lie. He like, cuz we can get that out. He like, cuz we can get that out the way right now. I'm like, it's good. So we get on the yard. I ain't gonna lie, he with me. Boom, whatever the case may be. Blood ain't drive me, knock me out, none of that. Set. I ain't deal. Slug. He with me though, on blood. He with me. Long story short, he shake my hand like, yep, on my mama, I respect you. We go to the room. He come to my door like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, cause all your homies turned it down, but you turn. I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna speak on the homies. They not here, but I can only speak for myself. He like, yep, that's cool. He like, but you scratch my eye, cuz you want to go again? And I keep it a band. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. We can program. He like, nah, I ain't gonna lie. I need that. I'm like,
again? Nigga, you won, bro. I'll be in the cell like, bro, you won. You got it, man. You want to go again? Nigga, you just whooped my ass, man, because I scratched your eye. Nigga, I lost. And you want to go again?
So we get out there tomorrow, smoking, and bro waiting for me. He like, you feel me, like, what you want to smoke first? And I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like blood trying to make it seem like I'm trying to postpone it or whatever. So I'm like, okay, we can get that out the way. He whooped me again, I ain't gonna lie. Blood whooped me again. Then after that, he like, let's go again. Damn, quacky.
Again? Bro, nah, man. I'd be like, listen, dog. Look, man, you want some coffees? I can put some money on commissary. Man, we ain't got to keep doing this, man. You keep winning. Bro, this damn near bullying at this point, nigga. You keep winning. You want to keep going? Bro, you trying to lead the jail 80-0.
This, DGK did this, that, none of that. We got down again. He whooped me again. He whooped me again. After that program, called the fade, though.
In another interview, J-Bo is asked...
Respect, though. Respect J-Bo. He ain't back down from it. He stood for his set. He stood for his people. You win some, you lose some. But damn, that's like, what, 5 ass whoopings in a row?
What was the first thing you did since coming home? To which J-Bo replies, I think I bent a block or two.
What was the first thing you did when you got out?
I think I bent a block or two.
Now, this guy's got no fear about moving or talking hot or getting into trouble in the streets. Clearly, J-Bo is a certified menace. But when looking into his early years, there may be a deeper explanation for his behavior. J-Bo was born and raised in southeast Stockton, right in 2100 Nightingale.
So you were born in Stockton?
Yeah, born and raised, for sure.
What was your upbringing like?
Coming up in Stockton, it was cool. Like I said, it was Stockton boring, you feel me? It don't be a lot of going on. It's a lot of violence. But as far as the upbringing, we was cool, you know.
Nightingale's environment clearly had a massive impact on J-Bo, who later released songs such as I Am Nightingale, where J-Bo raps about being posted on the J because Nightingale Street is shaped like the letter J and rolling up his dead ops there. He even references how he popped an op before he ever made a song and calls Nightingale the home of the killers. Now, J-Bo originally lived with both of his parents. His mother worked at the juvenile hall, whilst his father Rari was a prominent figure in the neighborhood and was even a poppin' rapper from the area.
But as far as the upbringing, we was cool. You know, my mom used to work at the juvenile hall.
Okay.
You had both parents?
Yeah, for a minute. You know, my pops passed away. Rest in peace, Rory. I mean, that's why I said.
When you were what age?
I was 11, probably like 10, turning 11.
So y'all had a good relationship before?
Yeah, we was tight for sure.
Right.
Like, that was like my best friend for sure.
Damn.
Keep it lit in every song.
Man, rest in peace.
How'd he pass?
Sure. He got shot. My mom, he got popped like 2015.
But unlike many others from the blood-dominated Nightingale, Rari himself was a Crip.
Was y'all already bloods before?
Yeah.
And then you threw it on.
Everybody was bloods. It was just a couple Crips. My pop's a Crip though.
But sadly, in 2015, Rari would tragically lose his life to gunfire whilst allegedly protecting his son Jabo, marking the first homicide in 2015 within Stockton. Jabo was just 10 years old at the time and had been robbed by 2 teenagers in the local area. He reported back to his father, who went to confront the boys over the robbery. They then drew their guns, shooting Rari and killing him. At such a young age, Jabo was made to witness the volatile and treacherous streets of Stockton. With his
And this why niggas be like so messed up in the head. And I know he gotta have some type of guilt about that. Cause it's like, man, if you wouldn't have went and told Pops, this probably wouldn't have happened. Pops probably would have still been here. That's wild though, but respect to Pops, man. You know, when your kid comes to you, and this is coming from a father, I know I'm stepping too. We gotta, like, come on, man. This your kid, man. Somebody, look, you gotta step. That's crazy. So he saw this happen.
His father being murdered by teenagers just over protecting his son. Rari was a positive role model in the neighborhood and has even released music about the social issues within the community, commemorating a friend who was unjustly killed by the police.
They broke his arm, then they shot him 7 times from the neck to the torso, and it was not right.
Heartbreakingly, just 2 days before his murder, Rari had received a letter confirming he had completed his 7-year parole. He was on a path to change his and his family's life, and had he still been around, Jabo might have had a completely different life, perhaps staying on a straighter path. But within just 2 years after his father's murder, Jabo would turn to the streets and begin participating in criminal activity.
When I got in the field, it was hectic for sure. For my little, like, 7 years being like thugging, hectic.
And sadly, a pattern of violence seems to chase this family generation through generation, as Rari himself would suffer the loss of his father, but not to murder, this time to the justice system, as Rari's father was actually convicted after beating a woman to death with a baseball bat.
Damn.
Now, I'm not condoning that by any means, but what I am saying is that growing up with that going on in your life is going to change everything.
Facts.
Now, Jabo has dedicated music to his own late father, releasing songs like Lil Rari when he was just 15, where Jabo visits his father's grave, and more recently, Rari Forever on his latest project Sinner's Prayer, as well as an album with the same name in 2022.
When Pops passed, my mindset wasn't just like, oh, my Pop's gone, okay, I'm in the field. It just transitioned into that, like, I can't even tell you how it happened, bro, because it's just like I'm thugged out now, it's regular now. But I honestly don't know. I can't tell you, bro. It's just one day, I just remember, like, right now, I just remember one day it was like innocent kid, and then next day, thugged out.
That's sad though, man. It's like, bro, it's generational. His granddad locked up for murder. His dad got murdered. It's like, bro, and I could only imagine. And listen, I didn't come up in the greatest of conditions, man. I grew up in the projects, and I had friends that lived by the gun and died by the gun. People that ain't never coming home from prison. But it's so hard to stray away from peer pressure. It's so hard to just try to see the positives when there's nothing but negative shit around you, bro. Trust me. Trust me, man. But it's like, damn. Like, bro, was just, like, you can't even, I can't justify, but damn. Like, you can't blame him either. Man, that's sad, though.
Following his father's death, Jabo would begin getting booked at juvenile hall the very next year in 2016, making him just around age 12 or 13 at the time.
Nah, when about time I hopped in the field, you know me, because I'm not no fake, bro. I'm not gonna act like I just been in the field
right, whole life.
Yeah, bro. About time I hopped in the field, my mom had already retired because my pops, I'm 19 right now, so my pops died 2015. I wasn't in the field yet, bro. So like, I started going to juvenile hall probably like 2016.
Right.
You feel me? Then mom's was already gone, so but all the staff knew my mom though. You feel me? So,
really?
So you had juice?
Yeah, I had juice a little bit, but they didn't know, like, just because y'all know my mama know me, y'all know me.
Right.
So they expected a lot more from me because they knew
Facts.
my mom. But I'm in there acting out, and they calling my mom, like, man, what's up with your son? He beating people up, taking people food, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not knowing though that's kind of disrespectful to moms because she got a name.
Right, because she know them,
yeah,
your
I'm
son
young,
in
though,
here
so
acting
I'm just
up.
like, mama, this is what I'm doing, I'm thugging.
And Jabo would explain he originally was stealing cars because he found it cool. He would find any car and drive it straight to cool to flex on the girls there. But eventually, this led to him getting caught up in a case.
What kind of were you getting into that had you going to juvenile hall that young?
I was like, when I first like hopped in the field, I was into stealing cars, I ain't gonna lie.
You what is it, bipping?
Nah, I wasn't bipping. Like,
You were a
we
Kia
bipped,
boy?
we bipped, we got to that. But like when I first started, like I was really into taking cars, like that it just was hella cool to me. I don't know why. Like I'd be walking, like my first case I caught, the case closed, I already got the turn for it. I just seen a car, I hopped in that, mama.
And just did your Dougie.
got up out of there and went to school.
In the next few years, J-Bo would begin hanging with other EBK members, eventually seeing the collective being formed around 2016.
But as I started like getting in the field, started like EBK, made EBK like 2016, 15 or something like that. I hopped in the field like 2016, so it's like that's when I started going to for sure. Feel me, on some cousin banging EBK.
EBK, or Everybody Killer, usually means that a certain set will beef every gang in their area, even if they're the same faction. For example, if you're a blood set that beefs other bloods, as well as the Rollin 60 Crips, as well as the Hoovers in LA, we could call you EBK, Everybody Killer. Or in Chicago, some sets might be GD and have beef with other BDs and GDs, considering themselves to be Everybody Killers. Now, this definition has caused a lot of confusion online, but J-Bo cleared this up with Adam22, explaining that EBK is the actual name of their set.
You're not from the hood.
Yeah, because I'm yeah.
But you tell me if I'm wrong, but in some cities, if you're saying I'm EBK, that just means you beef with everybody.
Right,
Yeah,
now
but-
they made it a
But
clique,
we
a
really was on some like we're really EBK, like this, we really pressing this.
And originally everyone was a member of the Bloods, but they ultimately changed to rep EBK.
Was y'all already Bloods before?
Yeah.
And then you threw it on.
Everybody was Bloods. It was just a couple Crips.
Now, J-Bo allegedly had multiple cases stemming from his early years involving burglary, firearms, and even an attempted murder. However, due to his age and being a juvenile, there's no trace of this online. After being released from his first lengthy sentence, J-Bo created his first song with other EBK members titled Don Dada. He was just 15 at the time, but he was showing a lot of promise for a serious rap career. The song featured J-Bo rapping about loving gunpowder and being from Nightinganistan, and he would also feature on the first EBK group song, the Sweet Lady remix, which was a remix to a classic track by LA legend 03 Greedo. And on the song, J-Bo mentioned getting active after some suckers killed his father. And the next notable member from EBK, who arguably had the most promising music from the gang, is Young Slowby. Although he doesn't have EBK in his artist name, it's hard to say Slowby is not part of the collective, with some disputing it online, claiming that he's from another set. But Slowby is a long-time member of the musical group EBK, and even appeared on one of their first group songs, the EBK Anthem, where Slowby raps about putting ops in body bags and running the south of Stockton. Coming from the exact same neighborhood as J-Bo, Nightingale, Slowby is proud of his block, as seen from the large southeast tattoo that runs across his back. Slowby explained that the neighborhood always had a reputation that inspired the youngsters in the streets, that they made it something that the masses was aware of. Slowby then mentions how everybody who knows Nightingale can holler at him. When asked his age in an interview, Slowby took his chance to shout out his block, channeling his inner Chief Keef, claiming that he's 2100. Again, similar to J-Bo, Slowby grew up around music being in his family. His uncle was a local musician in San Diego, with his father also being a rapper, but both of them never really took off, with Slowby's father also being heavily involved in the streets, causing him to be raised by women. Slowby claims his father only taught him street, limiting the options for a young Slowby. But eventually, he found a way to display his creativity. Young Slowby had been releasing music since 2018 with his first single, Hunted Proof. However, it wasn't until his collaboration with Sacramento rapper Briss until he begun getting serious motion across the West Coast. Slow and Briss released their banger, 2142, which amassed millions of views and streams for the duo, with the duo rapping about doing drills and hitting ops in the neck, and Briss repping his Fruit Ridge 42 blood connections and Slow B repping 21. This single gave great exposure to Stockton in general, as the city rarely had any shine and people outside were unaware of the rappers that were doing their thing there. More specifically, Young Slowby's original style was very unique, with some similarities to legendary South Central LA rapper Draco the Ruler, with him choosing to rap in a style that sounds almost as if he's kinda talking to the listener rather than rapping, with his lyrics usually following tales of him gangbanging and being an actual pimp. But becoming a collaborator with Briss gave Slowby some new problems, as in Sacramento, Briss was beefing with different sets and rappers, Uzi Marcus and Mozzie, who is now signed to Yo Gotti's CMG label, with Uzi Marcus being known for releasing extremely disrespectful songs, and his brother.
So Mozzie, I know Mozzie got beef with Filthy Rich. So does Filthy have a tie to Briss? Or is this like just a separate thing? Like Mozzie just was into it. When I didn't know Mozzie. Only nigga I thought Mozzie had beef with was Filthy Rich.
Yo Gotti's CMG label, with Uzi Marcus being known for releasing extremely disrespectful songs, and his brother, who committed murders on Instagram Live. Slowby got involved in this beef when he caught a member of Mozzie's crew putting them on camera and making them say Mozzie K. But we'll get into that later. Young Slowby was...
Yo, so EBK had beef with Mozzie people? That's wild.
Very active in music, and throughout 2019 to 2022, he would drop multiple projects a year, flooding the streets with music, all of which included very high quality lyrics and production. From his mixtape series Slowby Bryant, and releases like 2100 Shell Cases and Borona, clearly Slow B didn't like using C's due to his blood heritage. In 2021, with the release of Slow B Bryant 3, his fame would skyrocket, with his pimping anthem I Love You ultimately going viral on TikTok, and the banger Unforgivable with Draco the Ruler being his most viewed song to this day, with arguably his best produced track from his...
So that kind of makes sense then, because, okay, so they fucked with Draco the Ruler. Draco the Ruler ain't fuck with YG. YG fuck with Mozzie, though. So I'm not saying that it's like a tag team type shit, but I could kind of see where the sides have kind of been drawn a little bit. Some niggas might not have anything to do with it, but it's just off association.
Frequent EBK collab producer Puda21, who makes dreamy, lean-inspired beats, which are always easy to identify with his iconic Beastie Boys tag Stick'em. In the song, Slow B reps 2100 and says that if you claim 21, you better apply pressure to their ops, who rep 5 and the Fly Boys. Although he was certified in the streets, Slow B had a formula for success in music and was creating banger after banger, putting on for Stockton. Next up in the crew, you've got EBK Young Jock, who also is one of the top rappers from the crew, with an extensive music catalogue of his own. Young Jock's history within EBK is a little more shaky, as there have been some claims that Young Jock is from the Bay Area, which he alludes to himself in interviews.
What was it like growing up in Nightingale?
I mean, I didn't really grow up out there like that, you feel me? But you feel me? I started being around there because my brothers and them, like the group we been around. So you feel me?
Yeah.
I started being around there. You feel me? I like way grew up in Oakland. You feel me?
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Where at?
In East.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
But he stands on the fact that he reps Stockton and not the Bay.
Now, Stockton, that's where you grew up at, right? When I hear about
the Bay Area,
go ahead. Okay, so you've been back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you claim mostly? Just
Stockton.
Both?
Stockton, hell. Can't do that, hell no, just Stockton, hell.
But just like the other members, Young Jock had his fair share of incidents in the streets, some almost costing his life. Jock would explain that he'd been shot 5 times.
Stockton really get busy.
It could get crazy, but like, I never speak on it. Like, I done been shot 5 times, you feel me? Like, on my mom, like, it can get wicked down there. Oh God, you can get up in that jam. It can get weird down there.
And just like J-Bo, Jock turned to the streets at the young age of around 12 or 13.
Yeah, and at what age did you turn to the streets?
13 to 12, like 12 to 13.
And Jock's brothers with EBK member Hari B. Both brothers have caused a lot of tension and issues for the gang, with allegations of them not even coming from Stockton, and even worse, possible snitching, which we'll get into later. Other notable members are EBK Juvie Jew, EBK Osama, who is J-Bo's older cousin, EBK Mad Max, EBK Lil Play, who was allegedly involved in several murders for the crew. EBK J-Bo often shouts out Lil Play and allows him to speak from a jail phone in his Say Cheese interview.
What's up with the name, bro? Brother, talk your bro. Free play, Southeast.
On my mama, free Southeast, though. Feel me? They trying to label us as a gang. It's just strictly family, though.
On my mama, bro. I'll let you, though, brother. Call me after this interview, though, brother.
Yeah, 90.
All right, brother, 2-1.
But anyway, now you know the people involved. Let's take a closer look at the deadly war in Stockton. With a name like EBK, it's safe to assume that they have more enemies than allies in the city. Firstly, they're beefing with the north of Stockton, 44G, a set of North Stockton Crips located around the 4400 Townhome Drive area that's around 7 miles or a 15-minute drive from EBK's southeast Nightingale hood. The 44G are known to throw up the fours, which makes sense considering that EBK are often seen cracking or dropping fours, making them 44K or 44 killers. EBK also beef another Northside set called NSGC, otherwise known as the Northside Gangster Crips. This is a much larger and more notable set, and one of the reasons is Jeremy Meeks, who's a notable member from the set. Who's
this the Tumblr nigga. This the dude that had all the girls going crazy. So bro was
much larger and more notable set. And one of the reasons is Jeremy Meeks, who's a notable member from the set, whose mugshot went viral, leading him to a prosperous modeling career.
Damn, Tommy Hilfiger looking ass nigga, man. Damn. Birkin bag in real life human form looking ass nigga, boy. Damn. Dr. Avery from Grey's Anatomy looking ass nigga. Damn. Arnez from 101 looking ass nigga. Damn. Bay's Kurt Angle looking ass nigga. Damn.
You know, was forced to learn very fast about the neighborhoods and the colors and so yeah, I started gangbanging really early. Ended up in juvenile hall, ended up getting shot a couple times. From there to prison, spent a lot of years in prison.
This gang was one of the largest in Stockton and was gaining a lot of attention from the police. Eventually, a huge gang bust would come down, with 23 of their members going to prison. The investigation took months, with several teams monitoring the gang closely. At least 4 shootings, several robberies, weapons violations, and narcotic sales were witnessed in the operation.
Today, Stockton's police chief, the district attorney, and other agencies announced the arrest of several Northside Gangster Crips street gang members.
That the Northside Gangster Crips were involved in at least 4 shooting incidents
Officers served warrants to 16 areas of the city, including here on Strickland Drive in Stockton, where they arrested a San Joaquin County Sheriff's Correctional Officer. 31-year-old Ashley Johnson is in Stanislaus County Jail with no bail.
Aiding, assisting criminal offenders.
We were extremely disheartened that anybody from the sheriff's office under any circumstances would be involved in any kind of criminal activity.
12 people from Stockton arrested, 11 people from Reno arrested. 8 of those suspects are documented Northside gangster Crips. Police Chief Eric Jones says the investigation found some of the gang members were buying drugs in Stockton and taking them to Reno to sell, and then buying guns in Reno and bringing them to Stockton to sell or to use in gang activity.
It is alleged these individuals were responsible for the sale of illegal guns, illegal narcotics, drive-by shootings, and armed robberies.
That the Northside gangster Crip
Ashley Johnson.
And because she was arrested for felony charges, her employment with the sheriff's office was terminated, and we were very disheartened at that activity.
Johnson faces various narcotics and conspiracy charges.
Damn, but look at that bag though. Like they was, I mean, honestly, bro, you gotta, bro, Cali, you know how expensive California is to live. I'm not trying to justify what they was doing, but damn. Like shit, legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it.
Connection to the gang is still
for this shopping center behind us here as police continue to sort through what happened last night. They say they believe somebody opened fire on a group of people right behind us here as they were holding a vigil mourning the loss of somebody that was killed in this same exact spot Wednesday night.
Enough is enough. We need to bring some type of relief to this area.
They say lightning never strikes twice, but it's a much different story in Stockton.
There was a vigil for a homicide victim that was going on right across the street from where we're at, because earlier in the week we did have a homicide that occurred right in this neighborhood.
34-year-old Ronald Celestine was killed in broad daylight next to this shopping center on Wednesday. And as his friends gathered to remember him, 5 more people were shot in the same place, leaving another 34-year-old man dead. Police now saying both shootings are connected and both have ties to gangs.
several EBK members allegedly not even being from the southeast, such as Young Jock, who was apparently from Oakland, and Slow B, who was originally from San Diego. Trap Mob would actually mention this in their song AA, where rapper 20 Main raps San Diego, how the F you turn 21, North Oakland, how the F you turn 21, West Lane, how the F you turn 21. Now the beef runs deep with these gangs, and this is arguably EBK's biggest war, and this is observed in multiple back and forths that have remained in music, with EBK J-Bo dissing Flyboys on damn near every song, with some song titles even being a diss to the gang, such as Fly Exterminator, where J-Bo is making it very known that he kills members of Flyboys, rapping "Somebody got a fly gone" and leaving his eye on his lap, as well as on No Fly Zone, where J-Bo claims to be fresh off a drill and spinning through Trap Mob's neighborhood, claiming that they drop like flies, or on Slow B mode, where J-Bo raps that he's trying to hurt a fly, even threatening his ops' mothers, telling them to stay inside or he'll kill them. J-Bo also mentioned spinning through Scribner Street, and in the song The Apocalypse, J-Bo further disses the flies, where he disses the mob and claims that he's dropping the fly. He would mention spanking mob members and even threatens to purchase the block of houses in their rivals' 44G neighborhood townhomes. There are countless of other disses from J-Bo towards the Flyboys. Even on his song with Alabama rapper Lil Rai called Casualty, he raps about how he's been at war with the Fly since he was 17 and how he'll send a blitz at the mob. Young Slow B also dissed the gang on his biggest track with Draco the Ruler, where he raps "F it and get on the fly." EBK Stick also has a song named Fly K, but Trap Mob has many rappers of their own who have released several EBK disses, such as Trap Mob Los and Marley B's earlier mentioned track AA, or Marley B's track Top Op. On Top Op, Marley B's mentioned spinning through 2100 Nightingale, trying to find his ops and dissing EBK Young Jock. J-Bo has trolled Marley B's by playing the song on Instagram Live. Marley B's has a very directly titled song named simply EBK J-Bo Diss. Now this war is deadly, and apparently several bodies have been dropped between both gangs, which we're going to get into later. Both crews have a deep hatred of each other, and clearly there's no plans to let up on their ops anytime soon. From 2018 onwards, EBK kept moving as a collective, with their hype and fame getting larger and larger. And other than losses to the streets and members being in and out of prison, things were looking positive for EBK. But in 2021, one major case would land, causing a huge divide within the group. In 2021, EBK Osama, EBK J-Bo's older cousin, and EBK Ahari, EBK Young Jock's older brother, had both gotten wrapped up in a serious case, with both members being charged with a Bay Area robbery of around $4,000, where there was also a shooting involved in the incident. If convicted, the pair would be looking to serve around 20 years in prison, and the robbery dates all the way back to 2018, when they met up with someone from Craigslist to barter a purchase of $4,000 worth of weed. The sellers left to get the dope, but when the EBK members stayed, they attempted to rob him. After the seller managed to escape, he was shot multiple times by Moore whilst Lot robbed him. Lot had already been serving time during this trial for pimping, and during trial proceedings, it was alleged that Ahari B had snitched on EBK Osama to get less time. In an unreleased song, EBK J-Bo would rap that Hari turned rat, he couldn't take the heat, they told him 20 years, he started eating cheese. Wow. This apparently led J-Bo and his closest members to disown Hari B, labeling him as a rat. However, EBK Young Jock would side with his own brother.
Mentioning a lot in your song, so who is Hari B to you?
Hari B, that's my blood brother, that's my big brother.
This would then cause EBK to split into two.
And that put Young Jock in such like a crazy thing, because it's like, yeah, that's your blood brother, but if they got snitching allegations going around the gang and you still kicking it with them, oh, that's crazy.
Groups, the original EBK, which was J-Bo's side, and Young Jock's new EBK, which was standing for Every Brother Counts. In an interview, Young Jock would actually confirm this.
EBK stand for Every Brother Count, but you feel me, we got two sides of the group, feel me? Everybody killing and every brother count, feel me?
While throwing shots at J-Bo. EBK Trey B also disputed the claims.
Whoa. EBK Young Jock and J-Bo don't fuck with each other no more?
Hari B snitching.
Bro ain't tell on nobody. Bro ain't snitch on nobody. Ain't nothing to go to jail behind what he said or none of that type.
And Young Slow B would also choose sides in the beef, even dissing EBK Osama on his track Stay On Point. Slow B mentions the in-house beef and his regret for hanging out with a weird Crip dude, which is clearly directed towards EBK Osama, as he was one of the only Crips within EBK. This split would intensify when EBK J-Bo went live with the mother of Slow B's child, with people in the comments bashing J-Bo for doing something so disrespectful, with her then going live and alluding to having slept with J-Bo.
I don't give a if I got caught his real brother. I don't give a
J-Bo would then send further shots at his former EBK members on the unreleased track Mind of a Madman, where he raps, "Don't matter if he didn't say no names, it's still a statement." He then says, I'm the real EBK that other dudes knew. But the story began shifting when EBK Trey B posted a screenshot of papers that allegedly proved that it was actually Osama that snitched. The separate sides would then begin hanging with gangs from different cities that were enemies, specifically in the Bay Area, with this creating even more tension, with the beef getting deeper and more serious as time went on. For example, J-Bo would link up with Mozzie from Sacramento, who was sworn enemies with Briss, who's a frequent collaborator with EBK Young Jock and Slowby. J-Bo would begin hanging out and collaborating with stubby members from Oakland, such as Ace Rico and Short 200. EBK Young Jock would then begin hanging with Case Gang, which is Stubby's rivals. And at some point, EBK members began to rehash their relationship, possibly work towards putting this issue to the side. But then, the following year, just when things appeared to be getting closer to a reunion for EBK, an enormous tragedy would strike. As mentioned earlier, Slow B gained most of his traction when he linked up with Sacramento blood rapper Briss. As the two were blowing up in their own right, they were becoming aware of their legacy. Briss was asked in an interview how having children changed him, to which he responded, it made him appreciate life more and that he needs to stay around for them.
That's just the main reason I know, like, I gotta stay alive out here, you feel me? Just they keep me, like, they just make sure I make, you feel me? Just think 3 times ahead about everything I do. I gotta move sharper, just, you feel me? Because I gotta be here for them.
Tragically, just 1 year later, he would be brutally murdered in his own neighborhood. As in June 2020, young Slowby's frequent collaborator Briss would be gunned down after a short vehicle collision where he was ultimately shot and pronounced dead at the scene. Briss was a member of the Fruitbridge Bloods, and he was allegedly chased in the Fruitbridge area when he crashed into a pole and was shot dead after attempting to escape his attackers. Multiple theories spread online over exactly who was responsible for this murder. Some suggested that Briss was set up by an OG from Fruitbridge, and then, a few months later, this led to an arrest. Initially, the public assumed that Briss was killed by Oak Park, where the rapper Mozzie is from, in Sacramento, as the two had beef based on their affiliations. However, the police ended up arresting somebody from a different set, with the main consensus now being that members from the Mexican gang Nortenos, or Northerners, from the Oak Park area were actually behind the murder. Slowby would ultimately go on to explain his pain after Briss's death.
R.P. Bristy move. Yeah, man, that's the GOAT.
Showing just how important it is to leave the area you grew up in once you reach success. Sadly,
it's so crazy because everybody, when they get that success, they want to go to Cali. They want to move to Cali. Not a lot of people, the people that's in Cali, man, they can't just, I mean, yeah, you could get a bag. We seen it. YG, Kendrick, like, niggas get a bag and they you know, they live in the hills, but shit, like, where can you go? You where everybody want to be. You in Cali. But yeah, you gotta leave your hood though. Damn, that's sad, man. That's crazy. Yeah, that shit's sad.
It seems that Slowby was also too late, as just 2 years later, young Slowby would meet the very same fate just 20 minutes outside of Stockton in Manteca, California, when on the 5th of August 2020, Thizzler, a company Slowby and other EBK members had worked with for years, reported the news of his death. Oddly, Slowby was shot in the early hours of the morning, and fans were heartbroken to wake up to the loss of Slowby, as were his Nightingale friends who were devastated. In his No Jumper interview, EBK J-Bo explains that he loved Slowby regardless of their recent fallouts, with J-Bo appearing on Slow Cheese to clear up the situation with Slowby's baby mother.
Fans were kind of like, you know, like, damn, like, where's the loyalty at? Like, all the girls you got, J-Bo, and you want to touch, and you want her? You sleeping with her? All the girls you got. So the fans was kind of like, you know.
If Shlubby was here, he wouldn't care. Not to disrespect her or nothing either, you feel me, because she cool. But she, you feel me, she live a different type of lifestyle. Like, that's not no regular, like, you feel me? Like, I understand if it was like, okay, you brother baby mama, like, that's really, like, that's really his, like, that's a cool, off limits. I wouldn't even look that way. But you feel me, not to act like she didn't really with Shlub, because she be with him. But at the end of the day, that ain't no regular, it's fair game. RP brother, I never disrespect my brother. That's my brother, dead homies. Got the utmost respect to brother to the maximum capacity.
He would also explain that EBK were due to regroup and start putting out music together again.
I mean, bro, you feel me? I love that, bro. Nigga, our differences and you feel me? On some kids. But niggas finna put our differences to the side. You see jocking, that's cool. And,
I was just finna ask you that too.
We was planning it, bro. Just didn't know. We been planning it, bro. Just didn't put the plan into effect. So, bro, Shlubby was a big, you feel me, part of that plan.
Like, this is crazy, because when I first started listening to Slowby, I was kind of late on Slowby. I didn't start listening to bro until he died. But like, reacting to J-Bo, I never knew there was a fallout in EBK. So I'm kind of still trying to process this. I didn't know they had a fallout, so it seems like they mending it.
Gone now though, but just gonna keep it lit, nigga. Push this Shlubby mode, bro.
He then says tornadoes are coming for that, clearly indicating that EBK insists on getting get back for Slowby's murder.
You feel me? And no, tornadoes coming for that. period.
Damn.
Really nothing else to say about it.
Right now, no arrests have been made, and it would seem that this murder might go unsolved, but many rumors have been spread online as to who it was that might have been responsible, with some assuming that it may have been the enemies Sloby had made in the Sacramento area when he clicked up with Briss, or some suggested that he had been killed over a dispute with a female that he'd been dealing with. Another theory is that Flyboy's affiliated rapper Band-Aid Snowy may have been involved, as in his song Peekaboo, he raps plucking dudes in the early morning, making morning news. Eerily, young Sloby's last recorded music video was for his track titled Don't Come to My Funeral, a very common trend with rappers almost predicting their own fate and visiting graves on their last recorded music video. The video would begin, eerily, with a memorial to Sloby. However, what's more likely is that this beef was a local one in Stockton. Due to posts and lyrics from EBK members, it would seem that the trap mob or the Flyboys had something to do with the murder. One of the first clues is a Flyboy member named Damar being killed in a double shooting very shortly after Sloby's death.
Well, this is still a very active scene, Andrea. We have several Stockton police detectives here investigating this shooting. Stockton police confirm with me that 2 people were shot around 7:40 tonight. 1 person died and the other was hurt and taken to a nearby hospital. We're told the shooting happened here at the Southside Market grocery store that's off of South Airport Way near East 8th Street. Detectives seem to be canvassing this whole area, focusing on the front of the store, and you can also see several of these evidence markers here in the middle of the parking lot there as detectives still try to process what exactly happened here. Again, as I mentioned, detectives seem to be focusing on this whole area, including the front of that store. We want to show you the middle of the store there. There is a silver vehicle that appears to have 2 bullet holes, what looks like 2 bullet holes in that car. Again, detectives canvassing really this whole area, and we are being told that, again, 2 people were shot, 1 person died, and another person was taken to a nearby hospital. Again, several detectives are out here right now trying to figure out what led up to this shooting. Right now, detectives and police are not saying what, if they have any suspect description or any description of any of the victims in this case, but of course, stay with us as we continue to learn more. For now, reporting live in Stockton tonight, Orko Manna, KCRA 3 News.
Orko, thank you.
With Redditors chiming in on how fast this was and how EBK wanted that get back for Sloby. Shortly after, EBK Trey B would take to Instagram to taunt the Flyboys, telling them to go and slide. And over the next few years, Flyboys would take several more losses, such as Jay Black, who was actually a rapper from the set that was killed in a double homicide, where EBK Lil Pay was arrested, and another member, Cholo from the Flyboys, also ended up getting killed. Get back for Sloby's murder was also mentioned in numerous songs, like EBK J-Bo's Sloby Mode, where he raps, "Told bro, X me out the hood if I don't slide for slow." He also mentions that suckers were responsible for his death, and clearly J-Bo felt a way about Sloby being killed, and after coming home from jail in 2023, he had the same cross face tattoo in his honor. He would explain that the tattoo was a tribute, but also stands for something else, possibly catching bodies, which J-Bo raps about often. But regardless of all the get back, it would unfortunately not bring Sloby back, and despite alleged revenge in the streets, to this day, many EBK members are still left heartbroken about the things that played out in the past.
Man, shout out Trap, man. He did it. That was a great documentary. Yo, that's crazy. So I'm a lot more educated in this now, cause damn. And it's wild because, you know, you think of Cali, you know, we've been tapped in with J-Bo, and I've been listening to Slovy a lot. But now I actually know a lot of the meaning behind the lyrics. But you look at Cali, man, you think of Cali, you think of LA. You think of LA automatically. You think of, you know, what Kendrick's doing. You think of what, you know, it's just it's a commercial side of it. It's more recognized by the industry. But LA sometimes even get blackballed. And you know, Stockton and that part of Cali, Northern Cali, gets blackballed as well. Yo, this is crazy. It's like, so what exactly is EBK J-Bo fighting right now? I don't know if he mentioned it. I think he did. But is he coming home? Does he have a trial? Like, what is going on with it, man? Like, this is crazy, man. California's most hated gang, EBK, and the war in Stockton. Damn. So many bodies. RIP to everybody that's been lost throughout this entire situation. Everybody affected, their family members, man. It's tragic. Tragic, man. Talent just taken. And just from a couple weeks ago, EBK Osama getting killed. Bro, I don't see this shit ending. Honestly, I really don't. Link down below in the description leads y'all right to this video for y'all to check it out in its entirety with no interruptions. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. And until the next video, I'll see y'all then. Thank you for watching MANIACITV. I'm out.